Hi everyone, I'm Anna McDougall, and today I want to talk about why programming is so hard. Now, I love learning programming. I love JavaScript, I love working with code, I love bug hunting, but there is a special sort of challenge in it, and it can prove very difficult. So there's no shame in struggling to learn programming because there is a certain thing about programming that is really unique and which my teacher recently described to me, and I thought I would pass along to you the way he described it to me because I thought it really clicked with why it can be so hard. So, what is it about programming? The thing about programming is that you constantly have to switch between two modes of thinking. On the one hand, you have this really big picture mode of thinking that you have to have, right? You have to be looking at the whole picture. What is the problem as a whole? What do I need to achieve at the end of this program? What is the input that I am getting, and what is the output that I require? This is the big picture stuff, right? You then have to be able to strategize how to do that on a microscopic level. And I'm talking down to the semicolon. This is the big difficulty with it. It's not just that you have to be able to be a good problem solver, which is key, but you have to know exactly how to solve that problem down to what character to press. And this is why we have so many tabs open when we're working, right? Because it's so easy to forget these little details to do with formatting, for example. But then you have to, as you are programming, switch between these two modes, right? You have to not only be a super big picture or keep everything in the big picture, right? You also have to be getting into the nitty gritty detail and checking if you've given the right index or if you've managed to convert your string into a number or if you have managed to do all these little things that can cause huge problems. And I'm not just talking about typos and syntax errors, I'm talking about teeny tiny logical flaws as well. So, in my opinion, and I think my teacher was spot on about this, that is the difficulty with programming. You constantly have to switch between these two. So I guess this leads to the natural question: how do we do it? Yeah, how do we constantly switch between them? So I want to hear your ideas. Yeah, I can think of myself of a few different ways, and I want to give you an idea of how I do it. But I really want to hear from you in the comments or on Twitter about how do you deal with this switching, right? For me personally, I feel like I need to be in one mode or the other for a little while. So I will start big picture and I will write out step by step in pseudocode. For those who don't know what pseudocode is, it's basically like planning out your program in normal English, right? And I will put down what I'm planning to do with this information. I will try to think big picture, and then I am all about getting stuck into the details. And I think this is why I love bug hunting. I know a lot of people don't like it. I love it. And I love getting into the real nitty gritty detail on these programs. And for me personally, um, I feel like once I know in my mind the steps I need to take on a macro level, then going into that micro level is much more effective because I already know exactly where I'm going with it, right? I'm not just kind of blindly typing and hoping something will come together. I really know what direction I'm going in. So that would be my advice. But I'm keen to hear what you guys think and how you would deal with that situation. How do you switch from macro level planning and keeping this overview of how the whole thing is running, and especially once you start getting into bigger projects, and then how do you then change into that mode of deep diving, right? So that to me is the difficulty of programming. That's what makes it so hard. But I hope that this kind of gives you some perspective on the kind of skills you need to work on, and maybe this idea of code switching or avoiding multitasking is something you can then look into further. So that's my idea. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.